would somebody actually buy a lean program?
Okay.
And I'm
Yeah.
saying
Oh, yeah,
yes. But
definitely.
then when they say, would they buy it online? That's a whole nother
Well, I
set.
think that online training, the way we use it, I think it can be supplemental, right? You can't
Yes,
transform your organization just through
yes,
like e-learning, for example. But
yes.
you can have people like what I do a lot of is we'll have the clients or the group from the trainees actually go through some of the e-learning, and then we'll actually do live work with them, either in person or even some live online. But they need to, again, they need to practice it, right? E-learning is mostly going to be one way, right? Because you can have quiz questions and things like that, but they're not going to interact directly with a person when it's just e-learning. Once it becomes like a live online, then you can be very effective in
Yes.
having them do some things. So what we do is we've got the e-learning. They can watch the e-learning, and then that prepares them for some activity that's live. For example, if we were to do 5S, we can give them a little education in 5S, but then we've got to actually go and do it on the floor, on the shop floor, whatever area it is. Same thing with value stream mapping, right? They can learn like, what are the steps to doing this? Okay, and practice it even on paper. But if you want to then do it, you've got to actually physically go and do it. And that's why. But I think the e-learning can help because it can lower the overall costs for them, and because it's kind of like self-paced where they can access it whenever they want, it gives them a little more flexibility. But I don't think by itself you can say just do e-learning and you're going to transform the organization. I mean, right. I mean, but they would buy it. I think they would buy it as part of the deal. I think it can be a money saver for them too. So I do think it's valuable.
Yeah, I like the way this organization does it. I'm doing this 5 month course, but we check in every week, and it's
Okay.
an hour check in, and there can be 20 of us on there from other organizations doing the same thing I'm doing, and we can talk to each other and share each other. But you do have a accountability partner, I guess, to say I'm going to do this lesson. And so every week, and they're really good. They're not just fly by night coaches. So I'm thinking with Lean too, if they had a chance to talk to us once a week online,
Yeah.
that could be something. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I think the interaction is really important. It can't, like I said, the e-learning by itself is more informational. We things like they can learn about the process and even the step by step with some examples, but to actually engage with a person that can coach them. Like, for example, they can take some problem solving, but then they need to go through and work with someone
yeah,
through a
yeah.
problem. And that's not going to happen just in a self-paced e-learning. So it's got to be both. But yeah, I think we do ones where we offer coaching if they want it, or the live sessions
Yeah,
primarily.
that
So
too.
that way they can do both,
Yeah.
right? They can learn a little bit. And then, for example, I'm currently doing a project with Zoox. Zoox is owned by Amazon, but they're basically making self-driving cars. And one of the
Mm,
things that they want to do is train new employees and all their operations people just in the basics of lean. Like, what is lean all about? Because they're going to be using it and practicing it, but they want to have it like just a basic 101 training. So that I've done for them as a combination of e-learning and live sessions. So they'll watch some e-learning on
yeah.
basic lean concepts, and then we'll meet as a live group in virtually. And I use a program called Miro, which is like a whiteboard, a virtual whiteboard, where we can do some of the same kind of classroom activities we would do
Yeah,
live.
but
So
it's
that's
virtual.
that's how I do it, and I think that works really well. I've been doing that for a while with a number of different companies, but with them, it's a fairly large group. So we've done a number of these separate groups just doing this basic training, and for that kind of training, I think
Yeah.
virtual is useful, but there still has to be some live interaction. It can't just be e-learning purely, unless you just want to be informed about it. Like if somebody wants to know, well, what is 5S all about and how does it basically work? But you're not going to do that and think that you're now, going to go implement it very easily. I mean, maybe with 5S, there are some things you can do, but I think it's important to have the live portion.
Yeah, I agree.